So when you are the guest, I want you to know that you have one of the easier jobs in the studio, and that is to answer questions about a subject you know everything about, you. Now, just a couple things I ask when you are the guest, and you'll find out that this job is quite simple. But one of your jobs is to provide an introduction. And everybody's saying, wait, I thought I just have to answer questions. You do, but realize your host is going to be introducing you, and chances are real good they really don't know a whole lot about who you are and what you like and dislike in that. So it's your job to write that introduction. Now, when you're writing that introduction, there are 3 things you need to remember. Number 1, that first sentence should be some kind of opening introductory line. Hello, welcome to today's show. I am Mr. Meister, your host, and with us today is, let's say your name's Eric, is Eric, a student at Mundelein High School. That's a great opening line. It's welcoming the audience, it's saying who I am, and it's also introducing who my guest is about to be. Now, the next thing people make the mistake of is they just write all about themselves. Well, again, pretend I'm Eric. I like pizza, I like roller skating, and I like Disney princess movies, all right? If that's what you write down in your introduction, great. As a host, I've learned 3 things about you, but that's what I'm gonna read in front of the camera and the teleprompter, and so I'm gonna say, hello, I'm Mr. Meister, welcome to today's show. With us today is Eric. I like pizza, I like roller skating, and I like Disney princess movies. Well, that's not true. I'm the host, and maybe I hate Disney princess movies, but if that's what the guest wrote, then that's a problem. So number 2 thing you need to remember when you are the guest and you are writing out your introduction is have that opening line. But the second thing you need to remember is to write it in third person. Talk about yourself as if you're somebody else. So if my name is Eric, here's what I'm actually writing. With us today is Eric, a student at Mundelein High School. Eric enjoys roller skating on the beach, or I guess not the beach, but maybe the boardwalk by the beach. Eric enjoys pizza, and Eric really enjoys going to the movies and seeing Disney princess movies because he's in love with princesses, all right, whatever it may be. The point is, I can talk about Eric because I'm the host. Now, it might feel weird writing it that way, but write your introduction in that third person. When you are writing out those introductions, provide details. Don't just say, he likes pizza, he likes to travel. Tell me where you like to travel to. Tell me what kind of pizza you like. I mean, you don't need to give me your whole life history, but if you just write these short, choppy sentences, the introduction is going to be kind of lame. So give me, he really enjoys traveling with his family to Mexico year in and year out on the cruises or whatever it might be. But give a little bit more. When you say you strongly dislike spiders, tell me why. He got bit by one once when he was a child, or they just really disgust him with their hairy little legs, all right? Whatever it is, the more detail you give, the better. And then finally, the third thing I want you to remember when you're writing out your introduction is you have your opening line, you're writing it in third person. The last thing is you need a closing line, and not a closing line for the end of the show, a closing line for that introduction. Something along the lines of, we just heard who you are and what you like and dislike. Well, let's talk with Eric now. As a host, I'm going to read that, and then naturally I'm going to put the introduction aside now, and now I'm going to turn and talk to you. That's the kind of closing I'm looking for, not the closing for the end of the show. The host can make that up as they go along. So this is an introduction that you actually will need to write out, good 4 to 6 or more sentences that really describe who you are. The second thing I'm going to say about being a good host as your job is you need to provide complete answers. Every now and then you are going to get a host that doesn't ask good questions. They're not asking open-ended questions. They're maybe asking yes or no questions. And you need to take that lame question and help the host out because maybe they're not real good at it and give them more information than they need. If they say, do you like pizza? You say, actually, yeah, I do like pizza. Matter of fact, my favorite pizza is stuffed Giordano's sausage and mushroom pizza. That is my favorite pizza in the world. All right? At least now you're giving a little bit more information other than yes and helping your host out. Hopefully your host will be like, oh, well, do you go there often? Why do you like Giordano's more than Lou Monaldi's? Or, hopefully your host will be sharp enough to pick up on the fact that, oh, yeah, maybe I'm not asking great questions. But provide good, complete answers.